Hey, this is Fate 212. I'm Nafka, and today we're talking about Bushido. It's an Oriental fantasy skirmish game played with small numbers of models. Each model's a hero and whatnot. And it's got a very unique game system especially as far as combat goes. And I thought because of its uniqueness, I thought I would show how that is done so that in essence, to basically help clear any confusion that anybody else might have when they're first getting into this game. Uh, so, the way melee exchange works, let's get over here and look first here at my two combatants. These are the two leaders out of the starter sets here, and there are the models. So they have entered close combat, and the way close combat works is Hero will be our active player, so he's the one who just moved into base to base. Okay, so he is the active player, and the way a melee exchange works is that a melee exchange allows both people to basically attack and defend. Okay, so each player will go to their melee skill, which is 4 there and 4 there. And what that does, and what the melee skill is the number of dice that you get. Okay? In this game, you should walk into this game with at least 6 attack dice and 6 defense dice. That will allow you to not have to worry about about how many dice you have. Alright? So because Hero has a melee skill 4, the player involved that gets to choose how many attack dice and how many defense dice that he gets out of that 4. So because it's 4, I'm going to choose 3 attack dice because I'm the active player, so I will get to actually attack first, and one defending dice. You do that in secret, okay? So you basically put them in your hands, don't show your opponent what you have, and then you both kind of reveal and do your dice rolls. That's kind of how it works. How do these dice actually stack up? Okay, here's the way it would work. My defender is actually I'm going to choose their dice here. Have 2 attack and 2 defend. Okay, so Hero gets to resolve his dice first, and we will roll those dice. I have a 6, a 2, and a 3. Okay, those are my attack dice that I just rolled, and at the same time, the defender rolls his dice, which were a 4 and a 3. Okay, so what I do is I take the highest dice, and any other result besides a 1 adds +1 to that dice roll. So this result is an 8. Now if I had rolled a 1, I would totally take that dice away. It does not count. If I had rolled a 6, it adds +2 to that top dice roll instead of +1. So this is a result of 8. Now the defender here roll a 4 as the highest, and the 3 adds +1 to that, so the result is a 5. Alright, so what you do from that is I have a success value, the difference between 8 and 5, which is 3. Okay, there's only one chart in this game that you have to ever worry about, or one reference sheet. So you go to that reference sheet, and since I had a success level of 3, I roll my damage dice, which was 8. I go down to the 8, and I look here, and I just did 3 damage to my opponent. So I go to his card. He has an armor value. I thought he had an armor value, which he does not. So he would take 3 damage. Alright? And you just mark that off on the card with your dry erase marker. Now that the active player's attack and defense are done. Now we go to the on the melee exchange, because it is an exchange, so now the other guy gets to strike. Now he had preserved 2 dice to attack, and Hero had thrown 1 dice in as defense. So on the attack roll, we have a very poor roll. Highest dice, +1, is a result of a 3, and we have a 5 on the defense for Hero. And what that means is that that attack failed. So out of this melee exchange, 3 damage was done here, and on return, no damage was done here. Now, of course, there are traits and feats which can be used to adjust the attack. But that is the basics of the melee exchange for Bushido. And ranged combat works very similar to this. The only difference being is that you have a target number that you are trying to reach with your range skill and number of dice that you're rolling against or rolling to. So that gives you a good idea of the basics of Bushido combat and how the dice work. This is Fate 212. I'm Nafka, and I hope this helps and gives you a good idea of the unique combat system of Bushido. I'll be talking to you later.